Here's my point. Josh needs to go back to New England. Mm-hmm. New England's going to get rid of Belichick. Okay, but Belichick's going to retire.
What?
We talked about this yesterday. Having fun.
Let's hear this.
Okay?
Let's hear this.
Okay, this is what's going to happen.
Getting hot in here.
And then...
I need all the wins. Yeah.
Yo, what up, Compodres? Welcome back to another action-packed episode. I am your host with the most from the West Coast, SB Press. To the left, I got the man himself.
Europe.
And to the right, I got the other man himself.
Hey, how you doing over here?
CB in the place to be. Imrod, as always, reporting live from Mastermind Media. Just want to give you a brief synopsis on today's episode. We're going to talk about flying cars and, you know, where they started, where they began, and where they shouldn't even go. Okay, we got our NFL recap as well, as always. Going to give y'all the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oof. Week 8 wasn't that great. And then we just going to go ahead and leave y'all with our wise words for the day.
Very nice.
Nice.
The Jerky Boys back in the day. Do you remember them?
I don't. Give me some history.
Sizzle chests.
Well, look, you can look at that and then look at today's world. I want to kill my mom.
Oh, my
I want to kill my dad. I want to kill my grandma.
Why? Why? Granny just makes you milk and cookies, man. Seriously.
But she does milk and cookies. God, I know grandmas don't do that shit no more.
I get my milk and cookies.
Grandmas are like, dude, I remember. I love when Bernie back in the day when he talked, but there ain't no more Big Mama. Big Mama gone.
Big Mama's gone.
What's your great grandma now? 45. He did all that. I love that shit, bro. Like Bernie he was amazing.
He was.
Oh, definitely. For sure. Did you guys see his last film?
Yeah.
Bernie Mac was awesome. Definitely, man. So
he one of a kind. I mean, his voice, he was good in everything he did. And his comedy he was just so damn funny, bro.
Now, based off of Kings of Comedy, the four, he was
people
that they used. Who's in your list? Who you got?
Bernie killed it, man.
Bernie killed it.
I mean,
who's your number 2 then?
Man, it's tough. I'll say, for me, I'll say Ced, and then Cedric.
Okay. I'll go Harvey.
Harvey was your second.
Yeah.
I guess I'm the young one here. DL was my second.
See,
DL was my second.
DL 4 for me. Yeah. I like DL, but he's 4 for me. Yeah, he was the lead.
I mean, that whole scene when Bernie Mac, what you looking at me for? What do you want me to do? Tell you you're doing a good job? Keep up the good work, bro. He was just so he was so funny with the kids,
and it's natural.
And then even with Harvey when he just roasted Ray Cruz.
Yeah,
he was so funny. He turned that joke into a TV show.
Yeah, but the Ray Cruz joke is just funny.
It's terrible, man. And speaking on Ray Caruth, man, let's do our and as SB Press would say, Joe's
favorite part of the day.
It's Weirdo of the
Week. You're weird. Who we got today, guys?
Today, we got, I guess, the individuals who was a part of the tragic loss that we just witnessed on Halloween. Unfortunately, this thing is getting out of hand. All the situations with the guns and everything. Give a moment of silence,
Yeah.
But then actually, let's go ahead and break down what we do know and what they've been speculating and how we really feel about this situation, because it's tough.
So who we're talking about is Takeoff, part of the 3-man team Migos. For me, to be honest, the backstory of them, they've changed the game, the rap game, the cadence, the way they've done things, and he's the brains behind it.
Yeah.
And to give him his flowers, I mean, he's stepped his game up so much in the past year since, the whole thing with Offset and those guys leaving and me and Quavo and Takeoff having to save the group.
Just staying well tight even after the breakup and everything.
So just talk on it. That's what we're speaking about today, and the tragic story that happened. Hurts the heart, man.
And it could have been avoided again. I mean, there's a lot of different reports out there. From what I understand, his bodyguard, shot him accidentally. Again, another accidental death by a firearm. That happens so much. And, even with the circumstances of what was going on, there was some, they were playing street craps, which I'm sure everybody in this room has played at one time in their life, and things got out of little hands, and he went on from that. And it's just, my heart goes out to his family, and God bless them, and it's just another tragedy that again, why?
Yeah, the family member there, a part of the situation,
Right, exactly.
and actually initiating what caused the ruckus and everything. But Lance, you had informed us earlier today exactly what was the argument about.
So from what I read, I don't
speculate.
I wasn't there, but from what I've seen, they had a dice game going on, street craps, like Joe said, and there was some conversation back and forth, and ended up turning into leaving the dice game and falling outside of the bowling alley, which the location where he was pronounced dead at. It leaked outside, and it turned into more of a just a personal dispute between two individuals. Now, for who doesn't know, when you're in Houston, there's a gentleman named Jay Prince, and they are very influential in that scene. So they're basically your bodyguards or whatnot, versus the people who take the police route. So they had the dispute, and it spilled outside, and Quavo, one of the parts, said what he said to one of the individuals, and one of the guys swung on Quavo, and his security pulled his firearm and started shooting.
Yep.
And unfortunately, he hit, Takeoff in the head twice and the torso twice. Right. So he and he died instantly.
Well, I mean, 4 shots.
Yeah, man.
It's just.
And the reports are, there's women that were on the scene that went on Instagram Live today and have been discussing it. So it's just unfortunate, man.
Right. It's just we shouldn't be having this conversation. We have it too many times.
All the time.
I mean, we've come so far from having to really even gamble with our lives in dice games. Like, being hood famous ain't the thing no more.
Yeah.
We actually do all these extra things to get our families and ourselves out of the hood.
Right.
So to actually go back or even commencing things where you're getting endorsement money.
Right.
Like, and when they say the amount that he actually was losing, 7 bands.
Well, the sad part is Takeoff wasn't even a part of the dice game.
At all.
He was just in the background.
Right, just chilling.
He's seen his brother get punched. Just imagine, Joe. I see you get punched. I'm gonna
do your thing, man. You protect your family.
That's some real stuff right there.
And that's what, and he got shot in the process by his own security. Yeah. Now there's going to be people going to have to answer for this.
There's consequences.
It's going to
consequences.
Be a long drive. This is going to go on for a while to find out what really happened.
Like you were saying, Jay Prince is who. Anybody who goes to Texas, that's who they say you got to check in with.
You have to.
So
there's no ifs, ands, or buts about that. Right. People don't understand. If you come to Los Angeles as a rapper and you have money and these people are out here to extort you, you have to be serious about this.
Everything out here is, if you see something nice and shiny, it's a ticket.
It is.
And unfortunately, I get it. A lot of people go through, hardship and make something out of themselves to show, their prized possessions and stuff. But at a certain time, you got everybody who's trying to take as well,
right?
And who's not trying to earn.
It's like the Vietnam War, bro. You're coming to their territory. You got to be protected, right? So you gotta, make that analogy when you're moving in the street. When people say move militant, like rappers and everybody is being the dangerous game it is. This situation is not that. It was unfortunate and a tragedy,
right.
Accidental. So, but. And we can speculate all we can, but
and how do you move militant with someone on your same side as the unfortunate one that took your life?
Man. It's tough, man, and it's sad, man. And he was and they had a great thing going, and it just sucks out. At the end of the day, we're gonna look at the Migos. It's gonna be a whole different ball game now. Who's left? Right. You got Quavo, and he's gonna repair his relationship with Offset. I don't think so.
How does that move? How do they move forward from here?
I hope this brings them together.
Of course.
Yeah. So,
or it might be just done completely. Might be able to go on with them after what happened. It's.
I think there's certain things in life to where you just accept.
I'm just gonna say real quick. I'll throw this in there, and I know you guys might know a little bit about it, but apparently some inside information I've heard, speculation. Obviously, they were moving with the blood set, right?
Right. Yep.
And they moved to Texas, and they're huge in Texas. I mean, the Bloods are really big, and this is a gang thing. So these are the men that were protecting them with mob ties, which Jay Prince, who we're talking about. So the consequences are going to be dire for that whole faction people.
It's not just that individual, like you was telling me,
and it's going to be California too that it's affected from this.
Oh,
there's going to be a no-fly zone now. So you guys know street politics. Joe, you guys are from here.
Way
you know
too
what
well.
it is. So
Way too well.
But it is a very tragic thing, man. Sad to say. Rest in peace, Takeoff, man.
Right. And shoot, please, if anybody does have information in the situation like they're asking,
Yeah, contact
him and let him know, because he was a strong one.
And it was
definitely didn't deserve to go out the way he did.
Unfortunate, man. Unfortunate. But I do want to say this, man. Let's talk about the undefeated team in the NFL right now. Philly. What do you say, P? Fly, Eagles, fly.
Yeah, fly, Eagles, fly. I gotta say something though. Even though the Eagles are undefeated or just doing their thing, I don't think that they are the team right now.
You don't
that's
think
on
they're
the
the
watch.
team?
Not completely. There's two other teams. They're in the bubble, but I still think
What do you mean in a bubble? What do you mean they're in a bubble? What do you mean by they're in their bubble?
So for me, I have two teams in the NFL,
Gotcha.
and there's a couple teams on a bubble to pop through to be on that top tier.
Okay, so who are they? I'd like to hear
So
this.
the two teams that I feel that are in the top tier are the Chiefs and the Bills.
Right.
Then in the bubble, you have Ravens, you have the Eagles, Giants are somewhere in there. You got 49ers somewhere in there weirdly with their acquisitions and stuff, I'm still going to say the Patriots. Still going to say the Patriots because how they get down the second half of the season is when they come alive.
Making sense.
Let's see if Belichick does what he does, And Dolphins for sure.
So, but more specifically, let's talk about the Eagles. What do you guys think, man? I mean, undefeated, and NFC East is tough.
Hey, man, they look good. And if the NFC East for once is competitive and deep, I mean, you could sit there, and I know we were talking last night about that. I mean, the Niners, they're right there, but the Cowboys, bro. The Cowboys, Philly, I mean, I'll throw the Seahawks in there as well. I mean, that's the one I think with Geno balling the way he is. My boy Lance over here, he didn't think he'd do what he is. He's balling.
You
called it.
Joe was 100%.
I called that a mile away.
He's number 3 in QBR.
Yeah, I mean, he's playing good football. And then, that's where I'm at. And like I said before, when we talked about our dark horse, you put Miami. That wasn't a dark horse to me, but now, bro, them getting Chubb, dude, it changes everything. But Baltimore also with the trade they got with Smith.
But the Chubb was more about having a pass rusher
right?
for
And the
those
thing is,
Bills
if
teams
you
and stuff
talk
like
about
that.
a bubble team that would come out of the AFC West and surprise, it's Baltimore.
Okay.
It's Baltimore. You got Lamar. You got a great offense. You have a great coach who's been there and knows what to do.
It's time
in
to
the,
do
in
it.
the playoff team. I mean, he's the one. That team got scary real quick, in my opinion.
Where did Raekwon Smith go?
From Chicago.
Yeah, where did he go?
Okay. So hey, hey, my man, go blue.
Oh Lord,
Go blue.
Cubs.
Go blue.
So Joe's talking about Michigan State. For you guys that don't know, I'm from Lansing, Michigan State fan. That's what he's talking about. It's funny. Go blue.
Hey,
look. Hey.
He's a baller, bro. Yeah, he's a baller.
I'm going to side note real quick. Those guys that hit that man in the face with that helmet need to have some repercussions.
Yes,
handed
it was
down.
really sad to whatever. How it started since you're a defenseless football player at that point.
Yeah, I mean, totally embarrassing for him to run up the tunnel and taunt these players that just lost a game. But at the same time, you're a student athlete. You're representing a university.
Right.
Do it with class, please.
Yeah. You're
Our
exactly
man
right,
CB
Lance.
went to Michigan State.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
I grew up around Michigan State.
Yeah.
How embarrassed were you listening to that and watching that?
I mean, it's just, I don't want to see my school in that light.
Right.
Like the kids at State are better than that.
They are.
Way better than that.
We are. We did enough with the gymnastic coach.
Yeah.
And
And President Stanley lately, and it's just
Saban and his comments. I mean, State's got enough of it. That's the least we need. Criminal charges should be brought. CB, what do you think?
I think so too.
Yeah, man.
It's just it's already enough they lost.
Yeah.
Right.
It's just like you don't need to push the pressure on anymore. I mean, we the rivalry Michigan State has been there forever.
Huge.
But that's the joy of it.
It is.
Is that rivalry.
It is.
rivalry.
But then again,
it
I mean,
has to-
my whole point, what would happen, it's just like what happened to Devontae. Like, that shouldn't happen that they can get that close after a game.
Absolutely.
I mean, they're going to have to look at everything. The conference is going to have a discussion so this never happens again. And the parties involved,
everyone's protected.
I hope they learn a lesson. This never happens again.
Well, these are old stadiums.
Yeah, they are
you
very old
realize
stadiums.
that. And
but there should be a division.
It should be.
Yeah.
They go up the stadium. So what usually traditionally happens is the team that wins goes over and sings their school song, right?
National,
whatever their school song, and then the losing team or whatever goes up, the tunnel that they have, and then they go up the tunnel. So it's never a meet.
Right.
So, but this week you had a true freshman. Mm-hmm. Jump up there but it was embarrassing, man, and I hate to get into it, but it just kind of it makes me think about Tua, and I still we talk about Miami all the time, and I feel you, man. It's tough for me to watch him play. I'm just waiting for him to get hurt again,
even though he's leading the league in QBR. Still back too soon. And they're protecting him well enough. He's not even rushing, so I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about when they finally get to him, throw him on the ground, how he reacts from that.
Joe, what do you?
I'm still shocked.
Are you watching Winston too?
Yeah.
I'm trying not to.
I don't get why he's in the game.
Yeah.
And especially how much the game has changed and everything that went on after that after that happened with the quarterback hits and necessary roughness on the quarterback. It's just the NFL is just changing so much. But one fact that didn't happen that changes the Raiders again just had to drop a bomb. They lost to Preston Saints. Okay, and no disrespect, Preston. The Raiders' last 2 games scored a combined 69 points. They were against the 31st ranked defense and couldn't get past the 50.
One turnover in the game, and it was an interception that we got off.
That he hasn't thrown. Carr hasn't thrown an interception like 130, 140 attempts, whatever. Here's my point. Josh needs to go back to New England. Mm-hmm. New England's going to get rid of Belichick. Okay, but Belichick's going to retire.
What?
We talked about this yesterday. Having fun.
Let's hear this.
Okay?
Let's hear this.
Okay, this is what's going to happen.
It's getting hot in here.
And then
hold on. Start this over. Hot take. I want you to look into that camera and
Let
tell
them
them
know.
This is what's going to happen, or what should happen.
Okay, let's hear
Send
this.
McDaniels back to New England so they can have an offensive coordinator.
Gotcha.
Actually, Belichick should retire.
Okay.
Have McDaniels be the head coach. Brady's going to play for another 50 years, so I mean, at least another 3. I'm being sarcastic. I think he's going to play another. He's going to play another couple years. Brady will go back home, and they'll get their chip and right off in the sunset. That's the story right there.
If that happens, bro, you will be Joe.
Yeah, but the thing is, as him as the head coach, McDaniels, it's not working. It's not going to work. It's the play calling.
Too much
the
trickery.
Defense, just everything. They're not in line where they need to be. They're just not coached well.
They paid that guy so much money, Joe.
No,
He's not going
the
anywhere.
whole thing is a debacle. Now there's rumors going around that Mark Davis said he should have kept Bisaccia. You think?
Wow.
You think?
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
I mean, I just and I put out something to Raider Nation. I don't even know what to do anymore. I mean, I can't jump squads, but there's nothing. We talk about everything in past history from 30 to 40 years ago when it comes to the Raiders.
Yeah. I watch their weekly. Their breakdown every week when the players come on and discuss everything. And I think there's a lot of hope for your team, but they paid Josh McDaniels.
Dude, there's been hope for the last 20 years.
It's gonna happen, bro. You gotta
no.
accolades
See,
to the
this is what I
system.
hate when
He kind of looks like a deer in headlights out there.
It's been 40 years since they won a Super Bowl. It's been 20 since they won a playoff game.
So my thing is this.
And the fan base is so dedicated, it's unbelievable.
He keeping that hope alive for sure.
All right, so I mean, this guy's in his first tenure, man. Come on, I mean, he outside of Denver, we know he shit the bed in Denver. We understand that, but I think the team's still behind him. Bro. You hear Devontae Adams this week?
Yeah, I did.
He said, "Hey, listen, it's us. It's not him." This is what
that's
he
how
said.
they all stick up for each
and
other.
that's his leader of the team.
No one's going to throw anybody under the bus. But here's my point. Okay,
Devontae's been unhappy.
Here's my point about this whole thing. I'm going to make this real simple. Okay,
got it.
And you know what? Hey, it's a hard job.
It is.
He's not made to do
toughest.
it. And it's just like when I started my acting and everything. I'm never going to play Romeo. I know it.
Right.
I know what I'm going to play. I'm a guy. I'm a character guy. Okay. Mm-hmm. Josh McDaniels thinks the same thing. He's always going to be a coordinator. He's not a leader of men. He's not made for the real job. And at least right now, I hope he proves me wrong. But this is just so.
Do you give him the rest of the season to prove you wrong?
No, I mean, dude. I mean, seriously. I mean, I just think
they paid him too much, Joe.
The NFL. He's not going anywhere.
Nowhere.
I see him at least making it the rest of the season and another season.
Oh, he's
absolutely.
not going away for a couple years.
Yeah,
That's what no one will
absolutely.
realize.
Yeah, that
Cars
contract is
they're going to get rid of
ridiculous.
Carr before anybody.
I don't see that one.
I don't know.
There's going to be a lot of changes.
Joe knows, though, man.
Because I
He
read a
knows.
lot of stuff. There's
He
going to be a
knows.
lot. I mean, and the thing is, it's all going to be a mystery because, it's just like we talked about the media and everything. The beat writer for ESPN, Paul Gutierrez, he always brings up, well, McDaniels had a long, closed-door meeting with McDaniels after the game for 30 minutes, and there he goes, oh, he's going to get fired. Well, sometimes that happens after games.
It does.
They're not going to do anything this year, and they're going to keep him for a couple years because he has to. But I just it's crazy, as well as the NFL is with all these teams. And again, I've talked about before, Vegas is killing it right now.
I mean,
They're just
they're
chinging
the
it.
house.
Man, that pot over there is marinating.
Oh man,
bro.
they're
It
building
is-
new hotels.
I
as
mean,
we
it
speak.
was
Heck
just
yeah.
little things like when Green Bay played on Sunday night.
Absolutely.
The Bills were favored by 10.5. They beat Green Bay by 10.
Yeah, they did.
So
Someone's
a lot
living
of
it up.
A lot of people still, if you took Green Bay, you won. But
at
the
these-
thing is, I mean, there's a lot of people just want Buffalo, and it's that half a point.
A half a point. Look at these college spreads too. I mean, they're breaking them in. I mean, Vegas is building hotels as we speak. Like I said,
Right.
as we speak.
Did you guys see what the lottery's at right now? We talking about
lottery.
Since we talking about money, did you see what the lottery's at right now?
Yeah, man. But do you play it?
I did get a ticket. I got a ticket.
Well,
on the way
everybody
here.
gets. I mean, I didn't get one yet.
I got a
talking,
ticket.
But here's the thing I talk about, and it happened earlier today. I was watching the races, and I always like to do a certain combination. I didn't, and I looked, and it came in, and I'm like, damn.
Are you talking about horse races?
Yeah, and it's just like I was talking to my mother about it. I'm like, you know what? Hey, you might want to buy a ticket because if it came from the store you bought a ticket from, and you don't have a ticket, you're going to be. I'm being serious.
You'll be sick.
I mean, it's a straight up.
hold on.
You're absolutely
Hold on,
right.
hold on. What did you say to me, Joe? He says in Joe's accent, he goes,
It's not an accent, by the way. My voice. How about that?
his projection. He goes, when's the last time somebody won in California in the lottery?
I want all of that. Hey, brother.
Now we might have to edit it out, but
hey, that's Joe for y'all. That's the myths for y'all, man. Man.
when's the last time somebody won in
Well,
California
no, I mean
for the
they
lottery?
did. Well, no, they
Man.
did.
Seriously.
It happened in Woodland Hills. Like it won't happen in Woodland.
Let me say it one more time. When's the last time someone won the lottery in California? There we go.
There we go. There we go. He watered it a little bit.
I like the F bombs better.
I
but
will
whatever.
say this though, because I have a life experience. My grandparents, rest in peace to my grandfather. They played the lottery every day,
Right.
every day for as long as I can remember.
Well, you
as long
have
as I've been
to.
alive.
I mean, you have to. Here's the thing: when people talk about, what do you hear people all the time? I'm going to win the lottery. You have to play it.
Well, they messed
Just don't
up.
say it. If you play it, you play it.
The 2 times in life that their numbers hit were the 2 times that they did not play.
I'm
We
telling you
were
right now.
sick.
It happens more than you think,
Sick.
brother.
You guys would be. My mom was a very R.I.P. her, but she was avid.
Really?
Oh, she played the 3 and 4 digits. So basically,
Oh,
they
yeah.
have
Oh,
the
she
You play the
midday.
Keno and all that?
No, not Keno. She just did the midday lottery and the night lottery, and this is a 3 and 4 digits.
Okay.
So you pick 3 numbers and then 4 numbers, right? And then they upgraded it and turned it into, you get the midday, which dropped at noon, and then the night lottery, which was at 6, and it was a 3-digit number and a 4-digit number. Michigan lottery, my man knows.
Hey.
Where you going?
The last winner in California was on June 8th, 2022.
See?
They won it in
Told
Woodland
you.
Hills.
Told
She
you. I
won
just called it.
$426 million.
No, it's not going to hit. It's not going to hit in Woodland Hills again.
I
Unfortunately,
wonder how
That's the
much
point.
how much they hit her for taxes with them.
I don't care about that. I'm talking about the whole buying the
Well,
ticket.
I-
Like, it's never going to happen in Woodland Hills again.
Well, I,
I mean,
think the point is
it
that that's the
shouldn't.
point. Yeah, it just happened, so it won't happen again. Yeah.
it's not going to happen. You
But
got to
she
go.
used to. I mean, bro. So literally, you lottery heads know.
Oh, California has no state tax on lottery prizes.
Oh wow, I did
They
know
have
that.
state on everything else. Yeah, they
I did-
do.
No, they don't.
Dang.
I paid.
I heard
I
that.
see
Why
I
it
didn't know.
takes
Hey,
forever to hit.
I heard that.
no, you have to claim it. That's what it is. No, I claimed it. It's under a certain amount because I got a ticket a couple years ago for $1,000.
Yeah,
And I was playing a
I
lot,
did
but-
250. Yeah, I think we discussed this. What biggest ticket
Oh,
we got?
they're required to withhold federal taxes.
Yeah, see, they hit. They
that,
hit,
well,
they
that
hit
hit,
so no
that hit the
state,
feds
just
up.
federal?
State
Yeah, but
doesn't
that's
hit
funny
you.
with this
But he
state because
said-
they do for everything else. Because that money goes to there's I don't know.
Right. But he said state of California doesn't charge you, but the feds do. But my mom used to make a crossboard tic-tac-toe board, right? Just like I drew on this table, you guys see?
Yeah.
And she would put random numbers in this table, right? And then she would and come up with numbers.
That's awesome.
Dream board.
That's awesome.
That's really unique.
Right. It's
That
funny,
is
huh?
dope.
Yeah, definitely. So it would be like a dream board, and then she would hit sometimes, but like you guys said, most of the time, bro, you spending your money for nothing.
You're basically getting what 10% on what you played back.
The tickets are even worse. It's
know.
so funny how we got off on that, right?
They know not
No,
to
it's
let us.
great.
It is good.
It's
They know
great,
not
but
to
you know,
let us in.
you think you with that money you would buy some kind of a car, maybe, wouldn't? If you had some kind of a money, right?
Now, do you
Jetson
make-
flying car.
Do
Right?
you make that car fly? Right?
You trying to go Back to the Future on me? I mean, what are you
Hey, I
trying
might.
to do? Yeah, there
Try
you
to
go.
get some Marty McFly in
Right,
there.
there you go.
know?
There you go.
Get the Nike mags in there.
There you
know,
go.
man.
There you go.
And shoot.
Real talk, real quick. I have a neighbor that lives. I mean, she looks just like the doctor off Back to the
Get
Future.
out of here.
What's his
She
name?
don't
You look like Doc Brown, really.
She does look like Doc Brown.
That's her Halloween costume every year.
Doc
Like
Brown,
just
yeah.
last week,
Doc
the
Brown
baby-
was a great character.
He
though.
was.
He was.
He was. But his
And
look.
that
She has
shock,
white hair.
yeah.
Goes back. Yeah. But
I'm gonna be looking for her next time. See if she's in Back to the
Oh,
Future.
man.
But no, they've actually been trying these things for quite some time now. The first, I guess,
Trying what?
flying car.
Oh, flying car.
Yeah, the
Flying
first flying
cars.
car was they tried to invent this in 1917.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then Ford tried to reinvent it from the early 1920s to 1950s.
Right. And I recently was reading something today about a Chinese company was doing some testing in Dubai, and I'm watching it. There's no tires.
right.
Like, what's really going on?
What was you
And,
calling it?
I don't think I called it anything really, but let me just get to this next point, and then Lance can chime in on it. And then there was another one. It was an electronic one, and it was in like somewhere in Europe, and I think Mercedes Benz was behind it. And
Right.
like it took 45 minutes to go into an airplane, and I'm just the prices that they said was 1.5. But the whole thing about it that just boggles my mind. They're all electric. Okay, and they all have autopilot, and you don't need a license. You have. It's so twisted, and it makes no sense. And I mean, I know people want to go forward with it, and they want to do it, but it's not going to be like Back to the Future,
Right.
And what was the other movie?
The Jetsons.
No,
Yeah, the
the other
Jetsons,
movie
yeah.
was Bruce Willis in
Fifth Element.
Fifth Element.
Yeah,
It's not
oh,
going to
no.
be like Fifth Element,
Right.
Okay, and it's so because it's going to happen. It is already happening, but there's no way I would ever want to do that.
Right.
And so, what's your thought on that?
Oh man, I mean, you guys are talking great about. I mean, this is exactly right, man. I mean, it's basically a helicopter.
I mean, it's just
It's
Yeah,
a
but
drone with.
He said it didn't
one
have no
I
wheels
saw
on it.
today, it's just like, okay, yeah, I guess it's a helicopter.
No wheels.
There's no wheels.
How does it get off the ground then? How does it start? Like it just pick.
I guess it's a car design.
Yeah.
So you say flying car, but yeah, I mean, I honestly, as a kid, I thought, hey, remember when we were like, 13, you look and you're like, I can't wait till I'm 16.
Right.
And then when you're 16, you're like, I can't wait till I'm 18. And then when you're 18, I can't wait till I'm 21. And then it's done. But,
For real, it ends at that point.
but same thing with flying cars. It's the same
Right,
process.
it's the
I'm
same
trying
thing.
to make.
It's exactly the
Like-
same thing, and it's great to see what the film industry has tried to do to give us like what we think it's going to be like trying to park it. And I read on one article that you can only go about 200 miles. So
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it'd work from LA so everybody can just jump out of trap and do all that. But I mean, come on.
And imagine you running out of energy.
Yeah,
I got another one.
You're gonna die.
Imagine you're in the air and lightning strikes and it just.
I mean,
summons
there's
the power
so
go off
many.
the
There's
lead.
so much testing. I mean, I still think they're behind. They're still behind. The company, I'm sorry, I can't remember the name offhand, but I was reading in there like
They're a Chinese company, right?
Yeah, they were a Chinese company, and you charge it for 3 hours. It gives you 200, miles, and again, they're all electric. Like,
Where are you gonna go?
Right.
I mean, you can't do too much with it, and they were saying that they were hoping to get it out in 2024.
Right. That's unachievable.
There's no way. There's too much other safety things they have to go through first. I mean, it's just
CB, what you got for
CB
us?
has some facts, yeah.
Yeah, the company is called Xpeng.
yeah. That's what I thought.
Xpeng?
Xpeng,
And
yeah,
it,
Xpeng,
it can only fly for 90 minutes.
There you
and
go.
it only has 2 passengers.
See, and
That's
they're so
crazy.
small. all. I mean, seriously,
That's
me and Lance
crazy.
couldn't fit in it.
Well, you got to
I
imagine.
think you two would have. I mean, let me just put it this way. No, seriously.
Trick-or-treaters?
No,
Oh God, they still coming after me.
Did you guys go trick-or-treating?
No comment.
but on the real, like me and Lance would not fit in. But like, even if you or CB, it was like me or Lance, one of you,
God.
there's no way.
There's
It's
no
so
way.
tiny.
I got a gem to add to this. So there's a company developing it, Uber. Uber's trying to develop
Uber's been
one.
already on. Yeah.
Now they were supposed. Well, the first one was supposed to be, prototyped in 2003,
Right.
with 3 locations. Los Angeles was one of them, Sydney, Australia, and Dallas. These were going to be the places that they were going to try it. But I feel like it's not going to work. It's not going to work, especially off the things that you were talking about. It's all electric. So when
Right.
the power goes out, then you're just in drought.
Right.
Right. Yeah,
Yep.
man. Yeah, definitely, man. That's true, man. Definitely. The concepts are cool. Like we said, 4 or 5 weeks ago, I talked about, the advancement
Yes.
of stuff.
That's not gonna. I will never
but
do it.
2024,
No, I don't. You know what? To be honest with you, I think it. I hate to say this, but I mean, I think it's 100 years away. I mean, I think it's even 100 years away, hundreds of years away. I don't think we're even close to it.
And just the different type of jobs you'd have to.
No, just
doing
the
that.
whole thing. I don't think we're ready for it. I mean, how expensive is it going to really be if it has something really quality, like a real engine and
And if it-
controlling air.
Yeah.
If it flies itself,
And all on
where's the
autopilot.
customer service?
Airspace is already so crazy. I mean,
Yep.
CB, what'd you say, man?
No, it's crazy. The whole infrastructure that they're going to have to build for that, they're going to have all air traffic. I mean, it takes 2 years just to get a private pilot's license.
Right.
So that's all stuff to consider. But
Great point.
I could see the start of it being like a taxi company where they have pilots that will take you places like Uber, but
Yeah. Because
Yeah.
Uber's, they're trying to develop a 4-car, like a 4-person car.
Right.
And we'll
right.
see how that works. But
No, we will.
I
But
don't think it
Peter's
is.
brought up a great point. He was talking about the customer service
Yeah.
of it all because customer service at Uber or Lyft isn't very good, and I mean, if you're getting driven by a robot, then what else do you think is going to happen? So I mean, how do you guys?
I mean, we don't even trust the cars that drive. We talked about even Chris and Mark said about the car crashing through, the self-driving cars. I mean, how would we trust being,
What?
1,000, 2,000 feet in the air, however, whatever they're flying at the altitude, I mean, how would you trust that? So it's a helicopter.
Right.
Yeah. There's a lot of
What are we
dope
talking
inventions
about?
out there going on, like
Yeah.
your boy who made the Iron Man suit. I just got to basically say that. Jay Laser, man. He took some of the same type of concepts that they're doing with the flying cars, and made it into like an Iron Man type of suit with just different type of motors from Tesla, actually.
It's amazing, man. I mean, these guys, a lot of them, the intuitive process that they, push forward towards making things happen. Like this he's been building things for a long time. And definitely that Iron Man suit is really cool, man. I mean, it took him like 6 months, 7 months to make.
Yeah.
It was a long time. Yeah. So, I mean,
it took him a while to just get off the ground
So can
without
you-
stuff catching fire.
could you guys imagine? It did. Could you imagine?
No, I couldn't. I couldn't.
You say 100 years for flying cars,
Hundreds.
and dudes are making Iron Man suits right now.
Jetpacks and everything.
They got a lot of time on their hands.
Hey, I'll take it.
That's a lot of service. But
It is, man.
Like,
Definitely.
like I was also mentioning with all these flying cars, what is the customer service behind it going to be like? It's already bad. Like you were saying, it's already
Right.
bad enough with all these other things. It's really bad with the food deliveries. Like, you talk to Uber Eats is horrible
No,
too.
I'm not a fan of them at all. I don't
Yeah.
use them that much. I just go to restaurants and get them.
Nah, but
I like Uber Eats, but I hear you, Joe.
do you guys have actually good customer service experiences then?
Bro,
Since we're just discussing bad ones.
Bro, let me
Lay up,
tell you
lay up.
something about me right now. I have so many nicknames. I work in the restaurant business so long. People love me, bro. I put on a show, and
He does.
I've
for
had
sure.
a lot of great experiences. And like I tell anybody that's worked in that business or any kind of customer service, it's that 9% that's bad.
Yeah.
Everybody else is pretty good. Yeah. And through the years, I've had a lot of good times, and I've met some very intriguing people, and I've had moments with strangers and told stories that I've never seen before and never see again. And you sit there and have a moment with a stranger. It's pretty intense, bro. I mean, I've I had this father and son come in, and I still talk to this son a little bit. I mean, They used to come in all the time, and I knew what they drank, and we talked baseball, and he was always happy to see me. I knew their drinks, and he was just a sweet, just lovable, person. He was a great man.
Right on.
And he passed away, and I knew he was sick. And his son reached out to me, and it just hits you. And I've had it happen to me more than once. Like I've talked to them, they know me, and they've come in to tell me that and it puts you in. It puts you in reality about how it is with how you have relationships with people.
Absolutely. Touching bases on that.
I can't remember his name, and it bothers me that I don't. But that's just how the service industry is sometimes, and we deal with a lot. And it's you got to be good at it, and you got to have the gift of gab, and you got to have knowledge, and you just got to have fun. It's just like everything else in life. I talk about it's like playing middle linebacker, playing football. You got to read and react, and that's what I think. Life is sometimes. It might be a strange analogy to some of these people, but to me, that's what makes sense of it all.
Right. Read and react,
and taking a moment to actually just read the room.
It's pretty nice. I've had a lot of crazy shit go on. I mean, I had a group that came in on Buka, and they had an adopted autistic son. And they would sit in one of the booths, and these two ladies said he needed to tell that kid to shut up. He's bothering me. I go, it's Christmas.
That's disrespectful.
It's Christmas.
It's only about the children.
He's a child. It's Christmas. Let's really celebrate what this day is. The birth of Christ. And you want to sit there and say that? Yes, I've seen everything you imagine. I mean, and I've given good customer service and great customer service, and it's just everybody's different. I mean, I know both of you have experience as well.
Yeah, I have a situation similar to yours. It actually happened today. A customer comes in, and I'm pretty friendly with everybody, whether I do know you or don't know you.
Where are they coming into?
They're coming into my job. I run a station. G station, as my boy be saying. But this older lady, she comes in on a regular. I have a good rapport with her, and I can just see it on her face that something's not right. Mm-hmm. And the type of person I am, it doesn't matter what's going on. I literally take the time out to say, "Hey, what's going on? Talk to me."
You are very personable, man.
And she breaks down crying.
Right.
She just lost her sister.
Yeah, so, when you have that happen, because I know it's happened to everybody here, because I know what Lance has done too, and it's happened to me a lot. When you deal with someone who has just gone through a death or a tragedy, it's a lot of work.
Yes.
It's a lot of work. And it's unfortunate you have to be that person in that situation to help someone. I'm a bartender, but still, it's you feel for people if you're a great human being.
I have compassion and I have a heart.
Where did you go from there?
From there, basically, all we could do was just embrace and give. I just gave her the love that I had at that moment, and she literally said in front of everybody, "You helped my day." And it just got started. So,
nice.
Prayers goes out to her. It was very kind of her to give me that moment. Not too many people open up in times of need like that. Mm-hmm. I had to learn this the hard way. If you don't let people in, then it's all going to come out the wrong way.
Right. Well, since you guys were all, peachy cream and cobbler with it, I'm going to talk about the shit shows that come in. And bring the kids into this.
I said 9%, bro. I said it's about 9%.
Dirty hands.
Let's talk about the 9%.
Yes.
So for me,
break it down.
For me, let's talk about undisclosed rules that happen in restaurants behind the scenes. When you do work for a restaurant or service industry, whatever we're discussing right now, if you don't say and you don't admit that you view and judge and kind of gauge your audience before they come in, you're lying.
Right.
Everybody knows this, right? So you can kind of get what type of energy you're going to receive when you're waiting on somebody, meaning helping them out, decide their food order, their drink order, if you're a barista, whatever customer service that you're offering. That's what I'm talking about. So, but man, to me, it's turned into so many Karens and so many people that abuse.
You said it.
They abuse the right. I had a situation, Joe can attest to. We were working together at the same establishment, and I had a lady come in, and not to get off on the boards too much, but she was calling me a slave, pretty much, right? Remember this, Joe? She said, servant, slave, servant, slave.
Yeah.
Now, the problem was, to break this down to everybody, the problem is she had an accent because she was from another country. So that was the first basis of me saying, okay, she's not knowing what she's saying because she doesn't speak the language. But then it turned into a more serious situation where you're just being disrespectful at
You
this
stop giving her
point.
the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely. So, not to get too far onto that side, but the 9% that Joe does talk about is very discern. Like, my thing is this: if I'm going to be at a restaurant or getting customer service from somebody, I want them to treat me with the same respect that I would treat them with. So, like,
Absolutely.
Can we just do that? And for the people that don't understand that and don't understand tips and don't understand what these people go through, Joe can attest to this. I mean,
you just get every walk of life ever. That's the thing. You just have to deal with it. And it's reading and everybody gets the benefit of doubt, but people can just be assholes. Mm-hmm. And that's who they are as people. But no, you have to deal with everybody that comes in. Like, there's just so many, and especially if you work on a holiday, and it goes back to what I said.
That's so true.
When you work on a holiday, it's hard because you don't want to work, but then you have these people, and some of them have nowhere else to go, and and if they're joyful, great. But it's how they all run as how we do it. Everybody just has a different life and have anger, and they take it out on people, and it's human nature, unfortunately.
91% is good. You're like you guys say, man. Yeah. You guys are totally right. There's the people that come in and you enjoy their presence. You know what they're gonna have. You can already discuss it, and you know what smokes they're gonna get. You know what drink they're gonna order.
Yeah, and you know what? People are the great tippers always help out the bad ones.
Right.
It all works
really
out in the
when it
wash.
just comes together.
You just go ahead and do it. And, sometimes even you look at situations. The worst thing I ever seen probably was a lady changing a diaper at a table. Had to be probably the worst thing I've seen in a restaurant. And just thought it was nothing.
No self-respect or respect
they
for
got
others.
kicked out. It's just so wrong on so many levels.
People are eating.
It's just horrifying.
The worst thing I've seen is I'm just going to be funny for a second. Remember, Joe,
please, 'cause I got another one.
Try to be
I got
funny,
one.
like he's not funny enough.
Joe,
Give it to us, man.
Remember when that lady came in? It was on Mother's Day, fortunately, but she came in and she had all white on, white hat, white shirt, white pants. Yeah. And she was talking trash to everybody. Yeah, this is not up to my suit. I don't understand what you guys are doing here. Can somebody please come help me?
I think I do remember this. Yeah.
Shit her pants.
Woo!
Literally, shit her pants in the middle of the restaurant, and
No, man, no.
We had to open the emergency door for her to get taken out, and then somebody had to clean the carpet after she shit her white dress.
No, I be having those moments, but not
Joe.
like that.
Do you remember?
I kind of do remember it, not really, but I was always in the bar. But I do. I do kind of. It's just karma.
Man, I've actually had a homeless get upset because we don't want to service him or allow him to harass the customers. Right. He was wearing pants but no underwear. Literally flings crap out of his hand at the window
like a monkey.
Issue not.
Wow.
Yeah,
it happens.
The whole thing is like I told you, when you have conversations with some people, sometimes you get those, you get wisdom from them.
Right.
You get wisdom from people when you have a conversation, and like I said, you don't see them ever again, but you had a conversation, you learned something.
You do.
So it's a good thing. You know what I'm saying?
It is, man, for sure, man. That's definitely the truth, man. But customer service goes so far, but in reality, man, I just want to say how we're gonna really just move forward with this podcast.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and for sure.
I definitely want to add some wise words to this now. I'm a strong believer in initiating positivity. What you give is what you should receive, and even if you don't, 2 wrongs does not make a right. So the best thing to do is just remain yourself no matter what. If you're a positive individual, don't allow negative stones to bring you down. Stay positive, just give it, no matter what comes back your way, because everything comes full circle.
Amen. And I'll look right and say, I'll just say, just we're all a victim of it. Everybody here in this room, everybody that hears my voice and watching us right now, self-sabotage, blocking your blessings, whatever you want to say.
Right.
Moving forward into it, man, we all make mistakes. Everybody has to come back from something. It's how you bounce back. And it's just, formulating a dream and making what you do, putting a work ethic behind it and getting forward and making what you want to make happen. Anything you can think of, whoever needs to hear it, anything you can think of, you can make happen. You just have to put the words and put the work behind it. And that's where we're at with it right now. Joe, what are you talking about?
I got
Wow,
chills from
man.
that,
Like
bro.
Lance over here.
I got
like
chills
he's
from
like
that, man.
a professor
home
in
for
a
me,
college or he's actually, it was pretty inspiring.
It's true.
Lance the man.
All right, man. This is what we started with.
For sure.
A dream, right?
I had a dear friend of mine years ago. He talked to me about life and about, Hollywood and the film industry and about peaks and valleys. And if you really look at it, it makes so sense because we all have been down in that valley and trying to get up to the top and try to, do it for so many reasons. But if you don't do it for yourself, it's not going to work. And on the way, you have people in your life that give you bluffs and this bullshit. They say they're going to do this or they say they're going to do that. And you have to call them all on it because everything you think is an opportunity, but then it turns out to be bullshit. And you get through these phases, and when you get to a certain age and you've matured and changed as a person like I have, because I'm not the same person I was 20 years ago that I am today.
Right.
And some of those people back 20 years ago but not like me, but now I'm completely different. They don't know me. And then, you keep on just climbing and climbing. Right now I'm about half. I'm still trying to get up it. And you can't quit every day. You just go out there and you just be blessed that you're here and blessed to be alive and, blessed and happy that I still have a dream I'm trying to get to. So that's all I have to say to the compadres in the audience on that one.
Man. Compadres, we came, we saw, and we conquered this episode, man. I can't say enough about y'all too with the gems y'all dropped today. And I definitely want all the listeners, subscribe, and leave a comment. Don't duck and dive. Make sure you guys get on the YouTube and all the other platforms that you can find your podcast
Spotify, iTunes,
Get 'em all.
iHeart.
Get 'em
We're
all.
there, man. Just go watch.
Yeah,
like.
I agree with them. Hit all those likes and subscribe, but at the same time, CB, man, I just want to give a shout out to you for all the work and
Hey.
I know you've been doing some badass editing for us. You've been doing a good job, but you get to hear my voice a lot now, huh? Because I've got other things going on, right?
Oh, all day today. I spent the day with Joe. Editing.
Hold on. So, hold on. Explain what editing Joe is like.
It's fun. It's great. No, it's not bad. Honestly, I was thinking about this earlier. Joe's got a soothing voice.
He does.
Compared to some other voices I've edited, it's just like
Yeah, I can work
I would edit
Have fun.
Joe's voice
On the reg.
all day. Yeah,
no doubt.
I gotta say, you did amazing with that one too, brother. You did amazing.
That's funny though,
Man.
For sure, man. Watch, subscribe, compadres,
And make
What's
sure
up?
it's at COMPODRES. I am your host, SB Press. To my left, the man himself.
I am _ill son.
To my right, Mitts himself.
He does. I have so many nicknames. And he calls me that one.
I like Joey
I
Mitts
love
too.
Joey.
No, I know
It
you
is
did, but
good.
there's so many. I mean, you
It's
know
like a
what?
character on a TV
now,
show.
hold on, because you just brought this up now. Okay, so they call Rizot and the His Hot's where I grew up at, right?
There we go.
Okay, when I came to LA, someone started calling me Joro. Okay,
Oh, wow.
I mean, I've been called Big Sexy, Big Daddy, Michelin Man,
Mickey Blue.
Wild Blue Yonder,
Wild Blue Long.
Wild Blue Yonder. I've been called that too.
The most annoying one now.
I have one person in my life. She calls me Poofy, and that's the only one allowed is she calls me Poofy, and that's it.
I heard her call you Poofy.
Yeah, you heard her call me Poofy.
What?
And now Joey Mitch just came up.
What?
So, but you can find me at Rizot and the Hizot.
Blow his DM up,
Please.
Comment, make them like a page long, like 2 or 3
Right,
paragraphs.
duck and dive into that one. Do us all that favor. And
Word,
again,
man.
compadres,
Great
like
job.
that, we gone.
We gone.